Welcome to Vulcan After Dark, where the projects are sleeping, but we're still awake, because actually today we have one, me and Bilstein racing team, but maybe one day we're going to have our own racing team, or we'll be racing. Maybe we're going to build our own race car. Who knows? Today Glickenhaus was racing again, so maybe we can do something like really of our own. Today's video, it's a Q&A time because we asked on Instagram, would you like to know something? Because first of all, thank you for all your support over the last weeks towards Vulcan Alpha, and we actually want to host more of these Q&A sessions because, well, ask us actually now, also ask us already in the comments below what you would like to know about us, about our business, about our cars, about our plans, about Lapo's educations, my education, how did you get into Ferrari maybe, like, or what was the most valuable thing you learned there? We have a couple of interesting questions that you have asked us on Instagram, so that the ones that many of you picked and that I picked. And we're gonna start actually with summarize who Vulcan Alpha is. What do you guys do? Because at this point it's still kind of, I think, weird. What do we do? Are we building speedsters?
Well, one in particular.
There were also a lot of questions. How did we come to the idea of starting a business? Does it mean that you're actually living in Nürburgring now? Yes. I mean, you've been here at least every single day since January.
I think we should start from the beginning and then go chronologically.
Yes, okay. For people who maybe have subscribed for the very first time now in the recent days, recent weeks, by the way, this is going to be probably a long video, but they're going to be timelines. We're going to make it worth it to you. So, about 3 years ago, when Lapo was still a design engineering student, he DM'd me, like many of people do, hey, would you like to drive my car? Because it's something that I built, which was this piece of shit that cost me so much more money, eventually. He wrote to me like, hey, would you like to drive my car? And to which I said yes. And the interesting part behind it was that Lapo designed his own aerodynamic kit for the car. Back then at the time, it had just a flat floor, front splitter, diffuser and a diffuser, but it had no wing. And the fun thing was, as I was driving it and I was approaching Schwedenkreuz, the car started like porpoising, bottoming out, because it was generating so much downforce without a wing. And also throughout the whole track, it was actually just like really like, what the hell? I never experienced something like that before. Long story short, the video went more or less viral. It received over 1 million views in a couple of days' time, I would say, for a very good reason. And back then you were still humbling asking for an internship. Yeah. I think you received an internship.
Yeah, the video actually was quite important for having the internship because I saw, well, this guy knows more or less more or less what he's doing, so let's give it a try. And that basically gave me the opportunity to get into Ferrari and the design team. Yeah, which was an incredible experience too. Very humbling.
Yes.
The talent over there, it's incredible, and it helped me also grow and see the things differently, and then it helped me also with building this. From
the beginning on, actually, immediately I said to you like, hey, A, you should start something of your own.
Yeah.
B, if you decide to do it, I would love to be a part of it. Whether if it's like helping you with finding investment or investing some of my money myself. Of course, now we're 3 years later and YouTube has been a lot more successful and I can afford better things. But back then we were thinking like, you told me like, yeah, we need 30,000 euros.
Yeah, it starts
more. If you look around now in our workshop, I mean, like one of our 3D printers is like more than triple the price alone, let alone of all the equipment. So things have changed for the better, and we're looking forward to see where it's going to go. But even back then, I was saying like, hey, you should do something. If you're going to do something, I would love to help you, whether it is with finding money or supplying money or doing marketing. And basically last year we said, okay, we really should do it.
It's now or never.
It's now or never situation. And we decided to start Vulcan Alpha. At the beginning, I also didn't know, why do we need a 3D scanner? Why do we need a 3D printer? Are we going to be 3D printing parts? And this is what a lot of people are actually also asking in the comments. People are thinking we're just like 3D printing company.
No.
We're not.
It's a tool.
Even like if I look at gonna get out of the shot here to show you like some of our prototype wings. A lot of people ask like, hey, can you 3D print me a spoiler? Are you going to be 3D printing wings? Technically, as a wing, maybe. Why not? Because why not? Because as a wing, it's not like a structural thing. You don't need to have, like, it can withstand a lot of forces. I can literally stand on it and try to break it because it's reinforced carbon fiber. It can work, but...
We're going to test this first. that's
exactly. No. What we're getting at, 3D printing is not our core business. Of course we can. People can message us, people can email us. Actually, we had an email yesterday. Someone wanted the intake for something. I forgot it. So we can 3D print stuff. We can prototype 3D print stuff. We can 3D scan stuff. But the main thing is we want to create unique, functional components, designs, upgrades. Our first, not mass-produced, but like low volume manufacturing part will be a series of wings.
Universal wings.
Universal wings. We have 3 profiles. This is the 250. We'll have, maybe you can grab the other two. We're giving you like some behind the scenes. People who joined our opening, they could see it all, so it's not really secret anymore.
So basically we have 3 main elements that we have designed bespoke for this application. The 320, the 250 and the 160. So these 3 elements work as a single element, so you can have a really big single element downforce generating wing, or because of the design of the big leading edge of the wing of the 160, they can be combined. So with 3 elements you have 5 models, 320, 250 and 160. The 320 and the 250 can be added with the 160, creating a dual element wing, which is going to create a really high amount of downforce. So the figure that we reached after lots of testing was 7,400 newtons of downforce with the 2-element 320 plus 160 at 305 kilometers an hour. So it's a really high amount of downforce. It's gonna
GD3 RS992 generates around 800 or 840 kilos total all around the car. And here we're talking about one single wing.
Exactly. So it's tailored for like time attack, also super high horsepower supercars. So it's going to be also available with DRS. So as the
maybe you can show the end plate of the dual element one. We're already like just like showcasing all the like prototype products, etc. But why not? Because that's what Q&A is for.
So this is the end plate of the dual element non-DRS version, which we designed with a bespoke curvature, which is called the Fusili end plate, which in our testing have been really good for efficiency and downforce. It lowers the drag drastically and increases downforce by 20%, 18%, sorry. So
specifics, engineer.
It's still in testing, so of course we analyzed all the data into CFD, validated, and then did all the testing for structural analysis for the wing supports. Now we are actually in the prototyping phase. We have Angstrom, which is our carbon provider, that's making the prototypes. The first prototypes are going to go on this car, on all their cars, and we're going to have rigorous testing on them. And I think in a month's time, people can start pre-ordering.
So we're going to have in 2 months, we're going to have already working product, because by now we already have all the design, everything is finalized. We have already like the end plates. This is actually the prototype. I think you finished the DRS system last week.
Yeah.
So it should be like, everything should be coming together in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to have a functioning prototype in 2 months' time. Sorry, not the prototype, but like the production ready version is going to be in 2 months' time. It's going to be a very limited production run because of the volume that we can do. We're going to go full bragging here. We should have gone different lighting, but hey, today is just the teaser time. What I want to say is it's going to be limited run because of the build capacity that we can do, and we want to keep it also kind of more or less exclusive.
Well, also because what we're trying to do here is create a product that's not in the market. We did a thorough market research, and we saw a lack of performance, mostly also in Europe. There's no performance shops that provide like actual really good consumer downforce wings.
I would say prosumer,
prosumer
in this case, because there's a lots of options available, and sometimes they're also limited by the fact that because they want to cater to like tooth applications.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna ask the question like, will your product have tooth?
Yes.
Yeah, the small wings, yes, but we also want to provide something for bigger things for people outside Europe, because our customers are from all over the world. You've seen the Urus, which is from the States. We have customer from Australia, from Mexico now, some from all over the world, and this is what we want to be doing and offering and catering to. Well, this is turning out to be like a full, let us explain to you everything about our wing, about our first product type of video, so we're gonna cut it a bit short. The wings, like the full DRS functioning production version, will be ready in 2 months. You can actually already inquire and pre-order it, more or less, because we want at the end, we're gonna have 3 aerofoils and in total like 5 wings, but actually almost endless amount of options, customization,
decide,
the width, whether you want to have a swan neck, bottom, DRS, no DRS, single element, dual element, maybe quadruple element at some point, flat plane, etc. What we're trying to say is that we are producing wings. We are also now in development of actually like a full-on kit for certain models. Our first car that we are now having is actually F87. Because a friend of ours actually said, here's my car, do something with it, and I don't care. And actually we have multiple requests of F87. So that's going to be a first car. We also going to have a
full kit.
Full kit. So basically flat floor, diffuser, splitter and wing brakes. Speaking of brakes, we also will be offering brake upgrades from steel brakes to actually even ceramics. Very light ones, including titanium components, titanium pistons, titanium bolts that you can see.
We can actually offer also a full titanium caliper, which is going to be
3D printed, which is going to be very, very expensive. 3D printed.
It's out there, so
it's out there. If you have a Bugatti or a Senna or something that you would like, and I know people are out there. We just want, again, we want to tailor to everyone. If you have a Speedster and you want to, because that's what's going to go on the Speedster. Later we're going to upgrade to carbon ceramics on this, because we want to test with this first, then on ceramics, and then maybe 3D printed titanium. Who knows?
It's going to cost more than the whole Speedster one.
Why not? That's how we do things around here. So what I've been trying to say is that we're going to be having small products, big products, custom tailored products, and we want to be just like designing and developing cool stuff for particular models of cars, bespoke body kits. Like the first thing that comes onto my mind is what I love what Mantai Racing is doing, bespoke for Porsches. We want to be doing kind of similar if you want to explain things in a very simple terms. We'll be offering our own kits for certain cars. In the long run, also one of the questions was, what are your guys' long-term plans? Are you dreaming of expanding into big business or keep it small scale with more advanced manufacturing like composites and CNC in-house? Don't want to be giving away plans. We have big dreams, big hopes. I mentioned Mantai. That is of course like one of the big examples in my life. Olaf Mantai started racing, of course also very successful in DTM in the past, and now we all know what Mantai Racing is. It's a Porsche owned or like part owned shareholder team, now actually OEM supplier for street cars and race cars. My big example is also Rimac Automobili. Mate Rimac 10 years ago started with a team of 10 people. Now 1,000+ people all over the world, also like hypercar and even big supplier.
They provide engines for lots of manufacturers. So
motors,
yeah.
or any kinds of technologies. So who knows where we're going to be in 10 years? I mean, 10 years ago I was broke and driving a, like LPG E36. Today I have one with a M4 GT4. So who knows? Yeah, thanks. I mean, but seriously. The thing is, we don't have an end goal. We have a vision. We want to have fun. We want to provide great service, great product, make exciting and cool things, and we'll see where we're going to end up.
And continue to excite the community and try and create something that will last.
Exactly. And speaking of the community, another question that we had, and I think we're going to like kind of more or less end this Q&A soon here because it's already becoming a very long one, but why not? There was basically a question if people can just like stop by and say hi and chit chat, or if they should respect our time. I think it's kind of both. in a way. Of course, people are welcome to stop by. Yeah, it's common sense. You can stop by, you can have a look, you can say hi, you can take pictures with me, of course. You can see our latest product, you can do some consulting. It's all possible, but we don't have hours or even tens of minutes to talk about cars at the end of the day. So it's like Lapo said, use common sense, stop by, it's all fine. Couple of minutes, hello, etc. And then we need to work, because right now it's midnight and we're filming this video because we want to get these things done. 2 more questions actually that I want to cover for this video. What will be your next equipment purchase? Actually, CNC machine.
Already purchased.
Yeah, we already purchased.
It's gonna be in Italian it's called pantografo. It's basically a 3-axis table CNC that's going to allow us to cut molds, to cut carbon fiber sheets, to cut aluminum, whatever we decide to use to create prototypes, to create parts actually. Also, for example, I was thinking of creating skid plates for the splitters and for the diffusers, for the flat floors. Supports really fast and easy producible supports for the wings, for whatever we might need. So yeah, it's going to be a great tool that's going to be added to our workshop, and it's going to help us progress in this journey.
Exactly, and who knows when we will have our own 5-axis machine in the future. Yeah. But first an autoclave. And many people. Yeah. Another one, actually very interesting, actually another tool, we should have external microphones. I had plenty of them, I just lost them over the days, even over the recent weeks, which is insane. One more thing that I'm gonna end on this is like, the question probably says more about my lack of knowledge than anything, but I kind of assumed exotic car manufacturers took every possible aero detail into account with their resources available before they put their several $100,000 cars on the market. Have you guys been noticing gaps in the quality or configurations of their offerings, seeing areas you can improve? So, very good question. The reason for this is when manufacturer is making a car, they have to think of pedestrian safety, of emissions, especially fuel consumption, and a lot of other things. When people like us, other manufacturers, or like other tuners or bespoke, whatever, opulence providers, or however people might call themselves, we don't really have to stick to these regulations other than in case if you have like street requirements like TÜV, etc., then you might make sure that the wing is not too crazy. But even if the wing is a bit crazier than stock, it will increase fuel consumption, of course, like the chip tuning will do to your car. Of course, a manufacturer can do crazy stuff.
They can do, the team, I mean, there are like thousands of people working on it.
Of course, they can do incredible stuff, but they have to adhere to mostly, again, emissions, because the manufacturer has to pay massive amount of money by all the cars that they produce as a penalty when it comes to emissions. Like
also for materials.
Also materials. Everything related to that. So fuel consumption and emissions are actually very important things. So things like aero are actually like influence that. And nowadays it's more important to have like a as aerodynamic car as possible, but at the same time providing sort of like downforce, more or less.
Mostly for stability.
Exactly. And most importantly, you need to try to create a car that is like catered to everyone. People that, again, at the end of the day, actually drive 98% of the time on the street, whether it's a Porsche, Ferrari driver, Lamborghini, or whoever, they're not even going to take the car on the track, and if they're going to do, they're not going to use the full potential, they're going to be happy as is, and if they're not, they're probably smarter off buying and racing a proper race car, like in today's case, the M4 GT4, or like a Cup car, or Ferrari Challenge Series, etc., etc., that makes more sense. So it's a very broad answer, but when it comes to like a street/track car optimization, this is why you need to find a balance that works everywhere, and what we want to provide is actually like really optimized, tailor-made things.
Yeah. And also, what you need to consider is 99 of the, let's say, products on the market, also in the aftermarket, they're meant to be used, and then they basically forget about you. What we're gonna try and make is something that you can improve on. So our parts are gonna be upgradable. We're gonna have forever all the modeling and CAD software to remake them. So if you buy something, or if you ever make a car, I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows? We're gonna be able to assist you with all the pieces, all the components of the car. So that piece is going to be basically live forever with you. So I think in this society, from consumeristic society, we have the problem that all our objects, all like, let's say, clothes or cars, they get like used and then thrown away. There's lots of consumerism, as I said before, and my let's say objective is to maybe stay still in the green vision, but instead of creating something that you use and then you dispose of, is to create something that you keep and you cherish and you continue to improve, and it stays in your family and improve and improve. Yeah.
That's a very nice note to end this video, that actually we explained maybe 3 things and kept on talking for them for probably half an hour.
But there's lots of stuff.
Exactly. But hey, this is what this second channel was meant to be, where we can do this and actually not care about the views we're getting, but actually have a conversation with you guys and just put out quality content, or just any kind of content, because there are all kinds of tastes out there, all kinds of people, and we start to talk nonsense and actually want to go to bed.
And Gio's sleeping.
Gio's sleeping. I want to go to bed, but I still have 3 videos to edit before I leave.
Good luck.
So, thanks for watching.
Go to bed.
You.
Yes.
Beep that out. Alright, thanks for watching. Send us more questions. We'll make some more videos, probably with better light and better sound. Yeah, that's it for now. Bye.